Welcome back. It's another Wednesday. Cozy Couch Conversations. I am your boy, Zaven, but you knew that already. Today we have a very special guest, someone I've known for a good deal of time to this point, but definitely want to give an opportunity to give them a platform to showcase their evolution, where they were, where they are right now, where they're going to go. Everybody give it up for Adam Shuler. Yeah, man. We're going to call this episode The Shuler Man.
The Shuler Man.
The Shuler Man.
What about Shuler Gang?
Shuler Gang?
You know that's my trade.
Hashtag Shuler Gang.
That's
Shuler Gang worldwide.
Yes,
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Blessed, happy to be here, honored to be a guest on the show, man. I've known Zaven for some years now. It's been 13, 14 years almost. Yeah. We getting old, pushing 30.
I don't want to say I'm getting old. You feel me? I'm just getting wiser. Getting wiser.
I'm getting old. I can feel it.
Hey, but that's because you be putting in work in real life.
Yeah, man. But yeah, happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for giving me a little bit of time again. I know you are a very busy man. You're doing a lot. I appreciate you for wanting to be a part of this and helping me grow this platform. But more than anything, man, like as y'all know, the purpose of us being here today, it is definitely to showcase Adam Shuler and his story, but of course, give you guys a little bit of insight into someone in the community that you might be able to draw inspiration from, that you might relate to in some way, or you might just get a laugh. It might just help you out today. So just to ask you, Adam, currently right now, realty, that's kind of the main thing that we're into, or we got our hands in a whole bunch of different pots?
Hands are definitely in 37 different pots.
That's a lot of pots. How you got 37 hands?
You make something out of nothing when you got nothing.
Give me some of your titles, man. What are your titles right now?
So I'm a luxury real estate advisor based out of Winter Park. I am a fine artist. I paint with acrylic and different mediums on canvas, abstract art. I'm president of the NFL Players Association, former players division in Central Florida, Orlando. I am an active philanthropist. I do a lot in the community with my organization and outside of my organization. A bunch of different one-offs as well, you know, different.
Yeah, your hands in a lot of pots, man.
Yeah, different photos and different things, or brand ambassadors for different companies, but I try to stay busy, man. You know, if I'm not doing enough, I'm bored. So I'm always trying to add something to the fire.
It's a blessing, man. So definitely a lot of different hats. How did we decide, or how do we get to like the point of, okay, I'm really that mentality that you have? Because like you said, if you're not doing something, you're bored, right? For a lot of us out there, you know, we got our grind, whether it's your job or your personal interest. But once you spend time on that, it's like, let me go chill out. You know what I'm saying? How do you have that mentality of, no, I got to keep going. There's more for me to do?
Simple. I'm attached and I live for my purpose. So if you don't have a purpose, if you don't know what that purpose is, you just kind of live and you go through the motions and you go to your job, you clock in, you clock out, you have fun, and you repeat that cycle. But for those who get tired a little less, or they fight through it when they get tired, they probably are attached to a bigger meaning than themselves, which is their purpose. So that's kind of what drives me and what pushes me to stay busy, or pushes me to keep trying to elevate. I kind of went through a low point in my life where I questioned, you know, my future, questioned my existence, and questioned my reasoning, which I think everyone goes through that period. But I ultimately realized that it was bigger than me. You can have money, you can have 100,000, you can have 1 million, you can have 10 million. But if you aren't living in your purpose, you're gonna feel empty. You know, you can have everybody in the room, or a bunch of people in the room, and still feel lonely at the same time. And that's because you aren't being fulfilled for some reason. And it's probably tied to, you know, your purpose, and are you fulfilling your duties as a human? You know, so my ups and downs and my, you know, failures and my emptiness definitely fueled that, you know, desire to stay tuned to my purpose.
Okay. So you feel as though you know what your purpose is?
100%.
Are you able to articulate it?
100%.
What is your purpose, Adam Shuler? So
my purpose is to, well, first of all, I think that everyone's purpose is the same. Now that's a big debate on, you know, it can't be whatever. But when like I'm writing a book as well. So I talk about
add book to the list.
I talk about purpose as one of the main things, or a really big chapter. And when you break down kind of every living organism, what do they all need? They all need to reproduce. They all need to evolve. Okay. And they all need to survive.
Okay. Talk to them.
If they don't do that, what will happen?
They will cease to exist.
They become extinct. Every living organism that ever lived, whether it's a virus or a bacteria, they have to multiply. They have to separate. They have to divide. And every living organism are stronger, what? Together than singular.
Okay.
You know, so to me, everybody's purpose is the same. Your purpose is to adapt to your environment, learn how to survive, and reproduce. Yeah. And you have to come together to do all those things successfully. If I was to get up and fight everybody in this room, I'd probably lose.
You're a pretty big dude. I got you.
But one-on-one, I like my chances.
I got you.
You know, one-on-one here, one-on-one there, like I like my chances. But like I take it to, and I'll make it brief. I take it to, because I watch a lot of Animal Planet sometimes when I'm like off, because I can get a lot from those creatures. So like, you look at the king of the jungle. What's the king of the jungle?
The lion.
The lion. The lion's biggest meal or hardest meal to catch is like a buffalo, or even like an elephant. Have you ever seen a lion attack a buffalo or elephant by itself?
No.
They're too smart to do that. They know that they are the king. Everybody fears them, but they aren't stupid enough to attack another apex predator alone, because they're stronger together. So they hunt in packs. So in order to survive, in order to move forward, we have to work together. So back to the purpose is, my purpose is to learn how to survive, learn how to achieve my level of peace, and immediately help someone do the same.
Again, profound. No, but that was excellent analogy. For those that are like visual listeners or like learners like myself, I saw the picture of everything you just said. So with that level of tact with how you actually move, right? Let's get into your back to front. So you went to Cypress for a little bit, transferred to another high school, inevitably ended up going D1. How did that happen?
God. I mean, a lot of things happen for that to happen. I mean, I moved actually to Orlando for reasons, you know, rough childhood, problems at home, problems with my family. So I moved to Orlando from Altamont. And then I ended up moving back after a couple years to Altamont, and that's where I transferred back to Lyman High School. But how did it happen? It's just, I mean, various reasons why I moved around, and it kind of, you know, worked out for the best. But yeah.
Okay. So Cypress, Lyman, then we had offers rolling in. We ended up going D1. So let's kind of get into college, Adam. Right? What was college Adam like? I know a lot of people, they have their own various college experiences. Majority of 99% of people weren't Division I athletes, right? So give us a little bit of the insight into that time frame, and then of course, you know, how that kind of thrusted you forward to get to this point.
Yeah, so college was fun. College was hard. College was eye-opening. It really taught me 70% of, you know, what I embody today, and kind of what I know to be true, based on people, based on, you know, lies, based on deception. You know, everyone thinks that getting a D1 offer, you're kind of meant for success in life, and that's so far from the truth. Every coach, when you're being recruited, they tell you they're gonna build you into this, you know, profound individual.
Right.
They tell you you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. And not realizing as a student or as a child or as a teenager or even the parents that it's a business, you know, especially sports. I mean, if you're going to college for academics, it's different. Like, it's on your own time, you know, you're going for it. But getting a scholarship for academics, you got to understand it's a business for them. The coaches get paid to win games. As we see, no matter how nice of a person you are, they will fire a coach if they don't win games.
Right.
So their priority is to just get players that'll help them win games. Not really to build great men, not really to build great women. So I learned a lot of that.
Not to cut you off, are there any specific instances that kind of come to mind when you think of that time frame? Because I know you mentioned deception, some lies, but what do you mean by that? Like, what type of things actually?
I mean, there's too many to discuss in one setting, but I mean, for example, my first college, I went to West Virginia, and I chose West Virginia because I was lied to.
Okay.
I was told that I was going to be able to compete on the football team as well as be a track and field athlete. So I'm a former track and field athlete as well, state champion in high school, top 10 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of a big deal in high school for track and field.
Talk about it.
So that school knew that, and they told me that I would be able to do both sports. And they would let me, no problem. So when I got there, I heard nothing else about track.
Really?
Nothing else. Like,
how many years were you? 2, 3?
I ended up doing 3 years. I redshirted my freshman year at West Virginia. Then I played 2 years after that, starting defensive end.
What was your and this is just my own thoughts, my own questions, but what were you majoring in?
I don't even know what degree that was. Business communications and advertising.
You was really there to be an athlete.
Pretty much. But that goes back to the point of their job and their attention is really just on winning games. I talk about this a lot, and it's really sad how I can count on one hand how many of my teammates, and I've had probably 400, 500 teammates in college alone from both universities, because it's like 100 plus people on a team every year, at least 20, 30 new guys a year. I can count on one hand how many guys had substantial or notable degrees.
Okay.
Like engineering or, a medical professional. Nobody has those. 98% of the team have probably between 2 or 3 different degrees, and that's what they push, just for guys to stay eligible. They don't want guys really stressing over academics, over coursework or course load. They just want them to pass easy classes and be eligible.
You seem like you are a very intelligent individual. So you like to push yourself. So is that something that you found conflict in terms of maybe you would have liked a little bit more guidance on that side of things as well?
100%, and that's 50% of why I transferred. What most people don't know, I actually graduated like 2 years early.
Oh wow!
That curriculum was so easy. I accelerated my program, and I finished my bachelor's in 2.5 years. And I'm like, I want to go somewhere where I can get a better education, and still play and be able to do both sports. And I got the opportunity to, as a grad transfer, go to the University of Florida, and I did just that.
Great times, man. This is great. Yeah, listen, I'm a born and raised Gator, orange and blue in the blood. Pops went there, Unc played ball there way back in the day. I was born in Gainesville, for y'all that don't know. So for me personally, in the time that you were there, where we were raw, we fire. Like, that's definitely, for me personally, I remember that time frame. I remember, whoa, hold on, flex, what's that? Now put it back, hold it back up.
That's the, I left the other ones at home, but this is the Peach Bowl championship ring we won.
Is he able to put that in the camera a little bit? Hey, the people need to see that. He got hardware.
The Orange Bowl was bigger, but I can't fit it anymore. I was a fat guy back then, so I got to get it resized.
Major accomplishments, brother. And God bless us with the Gators. That's what I'm talking about. Great times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we ended up going there for the higher education. A lot of things that I ask, right? It's always the why. I'm a very why type of guy, right? You seem to, even at that time frame, to have the awareness to say, I need a better education than this. Even playing at the D1 level, excelling as you were, still saying, I need to challenge myself more so. Is that something that was kind of built in you as a child with family? Is that how did you because there's a lot of people that lack that fortitude.
Yeah.
Right. And it can be built to an extent, but a lot of times it has to be brought up from your roots. You have to be trained in it. Is that the case for yourself? Or?
Not at all. You know, I love my family, but they didn't know what they didn't know either. So I was just different. I wanted to be so different from a lot of the toxic traits that I seen my family have, family and friend growing up. I wanted to be so different. So I was always inclined to question the norm, to question different. That's first. And then second, what really woke me up was my sophomore year. There was one athlete on my team that was better than me.
Better than you how? What do you mean?
Better than me, like as a football player. I came in as a true freshman, and I didn't play my first year because a bunch of seniors and stuff like that. But there was one guy that I knew was actually better than me at that time, and I knew I would become better than him later. But I was 19 at the time. Like, this one guy's better than me.
It's a tough feeling.
And he played my position, and his draft came, and he went undrafted.
But you felt he was better than you.
I knew he was better than me. He went undrafted. And this guy was a defensive player, Big 12 defensive player. Like, you know, he was a great athlete, without a doubt. So it was at that moment where I realized, like, this isn't guaranteed. Like, this guy has been, you know, a notable defensive player for many years in this conference, and he just went undrafted. This can't be guaranteed.
It's serious.
It's like, you know, so it was at that moment, and I always talk about that story, that I realized that I have to have a backup plan, because prior to that, it was just football. It was just, I'm gonna go make $100 million playing ball. Like, I know I got the tools, I know I'm there. But when I seen that, I knew something had to change, and I had to prioritize something else as well. So that's when I knew I needed an education, I needed to network, and I needed to be friends with everybody.
Okay. So let's fast forward a little bit. We had a great college football career, right? You got hardware out from it. You have an excellent education from 2 notable universities from it. What were the next steps, right? So like you mentioned, we're talking about the draft. So you know now that you needed a backup plan, but at the time you're thinking, I'm still going to make this happen because this is my dream, right? What was that process like from senior? I was there at senior night at UF when whooped FSU, whooped on them, was sitting right there on the 50, right?
Yes,
but
sir.
After that point, right, you go to the bowl game, you do your thing. What happens from, you know, I don't know this process, right? Like, I'm looking from the outside in. You get called by scouts, you go to draft combines, there's a draft coming up. What is that process like at that point?
So after the season's over, and pretty much before, you're kind of getting reached out to different agents that want to represent you. And after that, or after the season, you know, you start getting contact from different NFL teams.
Okay.
You start getting contact from different NFL teams, and you immediately go into training mode, preparing for, because the season ends around December, the end of December, and the draft comes around, I think, in April.
Okay.
So immediately go into training mode, recovering from the season as much as you can, and then it's just rehab and training, getting ready for pro day, getting ready for the combine, getting ready for the draft, and talking to different coaches, talking to different agents if you have one, and just preparing yourself for that.
Okay. And you did get drafted or you didn't?
Went undrafted.
Okay, like, kind of quickly for me on that. How does that feel? Right, like you know, because I know that we know the type of individual you are. You did dedicate yourself. You put the time in. Can you say that truthfully? You put the work in, or
this is something that I love to talk about, because I learned what pride really was throughout this, you know, that process in my life. So getting ready for the draft, I had talked to maybe 27 out of 32 teams.
Okay.
So I'm feeling myself.
Right,
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I had hired a agency as my agent or my representation, and I'm feeling good. You know, I just came off of 2 great seasons, 2 starting seasons at the University of Florida. I started at West Virginia. I got 3 10-win plus seasons in my college career. Never had a losing season. And have been a star player on all of these teams I've been on. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling myself. Ain't nothing really nobody can tell me.
Right.
So I end up firing my agent before the draft.
What? Whoa. Wait, when you say before the draft, how soon, like how much time had you been working with them and then you cut things off?
I think I had been working with them for maybe 4 to 6 weeks.
It's not.
And because I was feeling myself, I'm like, you know what? They was kind of iffy. It was some, back and forth with them as well. And I didn't really like how they was handling business because they were kind of a new agency. And I'm like, I'm going to just fire them. And I'm like, I'm good because I'm Adam Shuler, right? Like, I'm good. I don't talk to all these teams already. I'll hire an agent maybe on my second contract because I don't want to pay them all my money anyways on the front. Fire my agent. I'm expecting to go realistically 3 through 5 rounds in the draft.
Okay.
Draft come undrafted. I go priority free agent, which is they call you, before or right after. They still give you a signing bonus or whatever, but undrafted. And it didn't really click then, like what had happened. I was just pissed off. It was a complete shocker. Right. I mean, if I'm being honest, like not to brag or boast, but I was a good player, a notable player. So it was humbling, but I didn't really know exactly why it happened at first. Mm-hmm. But it was a shocker. And I mean, I was just stuck. But I got a call to go to Arizona, took that, and ended up getting hurt there during training camp. They paid me a settlement, left there, went to Miami, was doing rehab, and then I got picked up by San Fran.
Okay. So the opportunity was there. It did present itself, but life.
Yeah.
Life was life.
Got picked up by San Fran, was there for a couple months. They released me due to a trade that they had coming in, and that's when I learned about the politics of the NFL, which most fans don't really understand what goes on behind the walls. But I like to say the NFL is 80% politics. And
so 80% politics, but you ran for office because you're the president of the NFLPA here, right? Or is that wrong? Like what's the actual title of that, or the position?
So the NFL is the NFL, and then there's the NFL Players Association, which is an association for the players, by the players, to help in many different areas, benefits, resources, and collective bargaining. There's 2 divisions. There's an active player division, the NFL Players Association division, and then there's a former player division. I'm on the former player side, and there's 37 chapters across the country in different major cities. And those chapters are really just designed to pull everybody in those select areas together, make sure everyone's aware of everything they have available to them from the NFL and, its subsidiary companies or whatever, and to offer resources, offer help, get them connected in the community. We do scholarships. We do.
How did you like get there though? Like what? Because how long would you say realistically, like your NFL career, if you had to put a time frame on it, how long was it?
1 season.
1 season.
Yeah.
And even with that 1 season, you're able to get yourself into a very good position with the NFLPA. How does something like that happen?
So I learned the power of community. Go back to purpose, like just this community that we're all stronger together than singular. So throughout my NFL stint, and I ultimately walked away from the game. I got injured. I had opportunities to keep playing football, but I walked away from it. I didn't really, if I'm being honest, I never just loved football by itself. I love competition. So if you tell me right now you faster than me, I'm going to say, let's go line it up. Right. Just because I'm a competitor.
Right.
And football was just something I was naturally good at, so I kept going with it. But when I had my injury, it's like a 9-month recovery. So I'm like, I'm not going back after that. I'm not starting over. I'd rather go start my own business if I'm starting over. But what got me into the PA position is just my network. So I just started going to, when I stopped playing and I came back home, I started going to the player events. Mm-hmm. The same events that I put together now, I started going to those. and just networking with other guys,
Right.
The former guys in the area. And once I got to know them, our last president resigned early, and I didn't actually run for it. I was nominated.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah. So I was nominated by some of the older guys just because they see me actively in the community. They see me active at all of our events, and they understand how I carry myself and how I present myself, and they felt ultimately I can represent the brand well.
Excellent. Okay. I want to just kind of lighten this up real quick with just a question that popped into my mind. All right. Now listen, brother, how old are you?
28. I'll be 29 next week, I think.
Next week. Oh, you December baby too?
16th.
That's crazy. I just turned 29 on the 3rd.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Happy birthday to you, man.
Hey.
All right, so we both, some young black men out here, right, making a way. Let me ask you something, man. What if, all right, you well-rounded, you're educated, you're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you're successful, right? You're an artist, so many things. How can one of these ladies get up with you, man? What's up, my brother? You a catch, right? So how can one of these ladies really go about getting up?
And I'm looking at the camera when I say this. Don't waste your time if you're not intentional, goal-driven, and understand the hustle. That's like, I don't waste time, bro. Like, I'm available. I'm not nobody like just crazy or special. I'm not a guy. Like, I'm a regular person, but I'm very intentional with my time, and I don't like to waste it. So I get deep on like the first conversation. Like, if I meet a chick,
no superficials. They gotta really come with the conversation, in depth, layers.
If I meet a chick like out or wherever, the first 2 hours that we talking, I'm asking about her relationships with her family. I'm asking about her.
So you like, I need to decide right now if there's the potential for you to be my wife.
Because it costs money for us. How many women taking us out on dates, are paying for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth date? So if I date 3 or 4 women in a month, that might cost me $600-$700. Just because, and just for you to tell me you don't like me in 2 weeks.
Businessman. It's about business, ladies. So, there's a lot of fellas out here. All right, and this is just my observation, right? But there's kind of like 2 types of women in a sense, if you really wanted to group them. You have the women where they're extremely ambitious. They're going to go out. They're going to get their own with or without you. That's what their mentality is. And then there's the other woman who she might still have her own thing going, but ultimately she is really looking for a nice man to come in and settle that down for her. Right? Do you have it seems like you do, but do you have a preference on either side of the spectrum?
My preference is a hustler. My preference is somebody who can match or elevate my game. I like to date up.
What does that mean? Date up. I heard that term, but I don't date up. I don't know what that means.
So by up, I mean someone who is, just as established or more established than me. I don't need a woman for anything, but I want a woman who don't need me for anything either. So we don't need each other. We can actually learn each other without depending on one another initially.
And actually choose to
She don't need me to pay her bills. Well, we just met. I don't need her to pay my bills. We meet. You got you, I got me. And when we get to that point of we got each other, then that's where we are. But there's nothing wrong. Cause this is very controversial.
No, it's not at all. It's honest.
There's nothing wrong with women wanting guys to do different things for them or immediately. If that's your preference, that's your preference. But me, my preference is you got you, I got me. Down the line, we got each other.
Very intentional. Very intentional. So, all right, give me the ultimate. And again, I might be spilling too much of your game. I'm not trying to do that, right? But again, the ladies got to know, listen, this is a good black man right here, ladies. Don't sleep. Y'all out here, whatever you searching for, this might be a good brother right here, all right? But just so the ladies know, right? You know how they be doing those game shows with the pop the balloon, and they be asking all that. Okay. This is a question that maybe will come up. A first date. Ideally, if a lady's asking you, hey, listen, I would like to go out with you, but the ladies want you to plan it. What we doing first date?
Something very simple. Probably most likely something that costs less than $30 or free. And I'm doing that deliberately to see their reaction.
Yeah.
Like, are you expecting Ruth Chris? Are you how can you, like, for me, and once again, it's just for me, but how can you expect someone to invest that deep into something that nobody knows what they actually want or like, you know?
Okay.
Like, I've been in a situation where I spent thousands of dollars just for, 3 weeks to go by and we ain't even vibing. What I just spent all that money for? I don't even know you. Like, I'm not worth that, and you ain't worth that either.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, let's just actually vibe. Let's just actually get to know each other. Let's just so I'm gonna do something probably cheap. Can I afford it? I mean, I don't care if a woman call me cheap or not. Like, I'll be that.
Very secure. You
can call me cheap. You can call me broke. In fact, I would like that, because if you think I'm broke, you ain't gonna ask for nothing. So, but yeah, I'm doing something very simple.
So very, very self-validating.
Coffee shop,
extremely
library, foxtail.
Self-confident. So what's something that people wouldn't expect about you? Like, what's it, like anything in the world where people look at you, right? They might see an athlete, they might see a businessman, all these other things, but what's something about yourself that they wouldn't expect?
I think people don't expect me to be as compassionate as I am about other people. And I think they think that way because I'm so disciplined. I am very disciplined. I am very intentional, but I do have feelings. Like, a lot of women that I've dealt with, like, they think I'm a robot, or like other outside people, like, they think I'm a robot. They think I don't have feelings or emotions, or things don't affect me. And that's not true. Like, I'm an emotional being as well. I just know that I can't spend too much time on things that don't propel me forward.
Absolutely. Speaking of time spent, where did this Picasso Van Gogh, you feel me? Where did that come from? I remember I'm scrolling on the gram one day, and I see you painting. I'm like, this is fire. And I see it consistently, and then I'm coming out of my office, getting ready to hit the elevator to go downstairs to go home from the day, and you're coming out of the elevator. Because so for those that don't know, like, across from my office, there is an investment company, I believe it is, or it's a mortgage company,
finance company,
finance company. So they have an office across from my company, where I'm at, and I'm getting in the elevator. Adam's coming out. I'm like, bro, what are you doing here? What are you doing? He's like, well, they're actually showcasing my art. I'm like, what? Of course, you invite me in. I take a look around. But how does something like that come about? Did you just pick up a canvas one day and start painting? Did you always have this?
Yeah, so I used to draw as a kid.
Okay.
Like, these cars, or even I remember back when I was younger, maybe high school, middle school, I drew a big gator because I was a Florida Gator fan, like, on my wall in my room, just with a pencil. But over the years, football, life, I stopped, doing the things that I did when I was a kid, just growing up. And over the last couple of years, I found myself getting overwhelmed with a lot, burning out, just because I do so much. I'm always in the community. I'm always doing this and that. As we know, I have 37 titles. So I get tired a lot, and I get stressed, and people aren't the best resources sometimes to relieve that stress, as a lot of times, they have rebuttals or opinions. So I started looking for outlets on how I can, de-stress myself or come back to. I bought a guitar. Started trying to play that. Started doing Pilates. I started doing these run clubs.
Hold on. Pilates is absolutely a great
I'm a
thing.
Pilates
But
poppy.
wait, we're talking about you on the machine.
I'm on the reformer.
Just for y'all don't know, what you like? You like 6'4",
6'5",
6'5",
280.
280, 6'5", 280 on the reformer.
Hey, I'm nasty on the reformer.
All right, you got it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm nasty.
Go ahead. So you got it was an outlet for you.
So I started doing all these things, but none of them really stuck. Like, I would do them for like a month or two, and that would it went away. So I'm like, maybe I should paint. Maybe I should draw, because I remember liking to having the want or desire to do it. So I bought 30 canvases of Michael's.
Really?
Yeah, I just went overboard. And they were actually sitting in my living room for like 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, because I thought about it before, and then I'm like, nah. And then I realized how much the paint cost, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just chill for a while. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get some paint. The first day, I opened up a canvas, I put paint, on the canvas. 8 hours went by, and I hadn't picked up my phone. I hadn't cared about anything else. And that's when I knew this is it. Like, this is my thing. Like, so I can shut off the whole world. Like, there's never been anything that I can shut off, not pick up my phone or not care if somebody texting me or something. And art does that for me.
Absolutely.
And when you look at my art, I tell stories in my art. So
Beautiful.
I call my art my diary instead of just my gallery, because I tell stories like in my life throughout that art. So, that's why I love doing it, and that's why I got into it. And now, I've done 70 pieces in the last 6 months.
So how can we see art?
The ShulerCollection.com. TheShuler collection.com. Do not put a C in my name. There's no C in Shuler.
All right, there's no C in Shuler. All right, brother. So just kind of winding down here. Again, I really appreciate you for taking this time out. You do wear all of these hats. You do a lot in the community. Can you give us a little bit of insight into maybe what's to come? How can possibly people get up with you again in that aspect, right? Because it's not just about the ladies, but also you are doing real things in the world. So what is to come possibly, and how can people be a part of that?
Yeah, so I'm always in the community. I've done a number of events with different elementary schools this year, high schools, mentor, speaking to different groups, and I have to do those. Why do I have to? Because tying back into the beginning again, my purpose. I have to open up other people's eyes and give them hope when there is none, and let them see the raw me and the capabilities that they have. So I have to do that. So I don't really turn, if anybody, everybody can follow me on Instagram, and if you have an organization, if you have a group of kids, or you have a group of adults or men or women that are searching for information, because I make one thing clear, I'm not a Lord and Savior. I can't save everybody. It's not my goal to save everybody. But I do want to help people that are searching for an answer. So if you have a group, if it's yourself or anything that want to learn more, that want to be, grow their network, that's what I'm all about. So I don't turn really anything community-wise down unless I don't have the time.
Do we have anything coming up specifically anytime soon? Or if not soon, just coming up at all?
I would definitely have to check my calendar. I know I'm gonna start planning for my next big children's camp. Okay. So this year was the first one. Next year I'm gonna do it again. I had over 160 kids sign up. It was a really big camp. I fed over 300 people. Wow. Gave out 180 backpacks. Now I had like 10 of my NFL guys come out. It was a really big camp. So I'm gonna do that annually now. That'll be coming in around June or July. Okay. Hopefully we get out the flyers and stuff in the next month or two. But I kind of just do random things as people need or as people want, through my organization, the NFL Players Association, as well as me individually. So if you guys need any mentors or any speakers, just reach out to me via Instagram, or if you search Adam Shuler, you can probably find my cell number online too.
For sure. Okay. So they can get up with you for real estate. If they need some game there, they need to figure out how to maneuver this market currently. If they do want to give back to the community, they could reach out to you for that. Anything art-based, whether it's showcasing your art or just being around that community, they can hit you up for that. And again, that, like you said, that is the purpose, right? Again, with this platform, Cozy Couch Conversations, Wolfeye Network in general, we do want to cultivate some type of media that is beneficial to our community. And I think that with this episode, again, a big round of applause, a big thank you to the Shuler man, Adam Shuler, for gracing us. If you want one last time, could you plug us your contact info real quick, and then give us a message, something, just anything for us, just signing off.
So my art page is at ShulerCollection.com. My Instagram is Shuler Does It. Once again, SHULERDOESIT. And my message is just find your community, find your tribe. That's non-transactional. Somebody told me this like a year ago, and it really stuck out. Everything doesn't have to be transactional as far as you got to make money off of it. But finding your tribe is finding the people that have like goals. Whether that's you want to be a real estate developer, which I am as well. So I find crowds or circles of people that do that at a very high level, so I can learn from. So find your tribe. Even if you're heartbroken, if you're traumatized by something, find a tribe of people that are recovering in the right way, not people that just trauma dumping and have toxic responses to these instances. But find a tribe, because once again, tying to that purpose, we need each other.
Absolutely.
We need each other. We need help. So speak out. Wear your experiences. Wear your heart on your sleeve, because people only know what you're going through when you talk about it. So you're only alone if you make yourself be alone, and that's just being silent and staying in the house.
Amen, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming up.
All right, y'all. This is another installment of Cozy Couch Conversations on Wolf-Eye Network. Shout out to Flowers Last a Lifetime. We will see y'all next week.
Peace.